game. No more, no less.
Green light. Red light. 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 Green light. Red light.
Just one more game. No more, no less. One more game. One more game. One more.
Welcome back, my friends. Skirt.
Just one more game. Nope.
Hi, so I'm in an 8-game tournament, and the prize is either VIP or 650 Robux. So I'm hoping I can win. And if I don't, it was fun anyway. Oh my god, please don't die by the god. Yeah, you know what? Why not? Let's go hide and seek. Yeah, this is like big Discord server. Oh, well, it's already started, so they normally happen every day at around the same time. Oh, so it's a Discord server. You have Discord? If you do, then you should be able to join. Okay, just put your Discord username, and you should be able to participate if there's one tomorrow. I'll add you, and I'll send you the link to the Discord.
My cousin messaged us asking to stay again. Now, as it is a one-bedroom apartment, I said that we don't have a space and we don't have my fiance's place to stay at anymore. She then came up with this elaborate plan of sleeping on the sofa and moving all my furniture out of the way to fit an air.
That probably made me a target. What am I doing?
You know what? My fiance replied with a list of nearby hotels. My sister then came to visit earlier this summer, but her Airbnb fell through at the last minute. So I offered her the sofa for the weekend. She was a delight to have around, bought me breakfast, and left some beautiful flowers in a vase and a thank you card when she left. After that happened a few days later, a message landed from my cousin asking if she and her kid could stay, given the fact that I had let my sister stay.
What?
Well, once again, my fiance replied with a list of nearby
You joined. I didn't tell you the Discord.
At home. And guess what my fiance replied with? That's right. If you guess the same list of hotels, you can make one. And honestly, I'm just him sometimes because this lady absolutely needs this. Okay, if I think the second enemy takes advantage of my life, that's the second.
What do you mean you joined?
One more game. One more game. One more game. One more game. One more game.
The same way that I'm giving to them. So yeah, this is wonderful to see, and I'm glad you have a fiance who can back you up in this, because your cousin sounds incredibly entitled. Am I the jerk for bringing my own food to a family get-together, all because I literally can't eat gluten? Because right now, my mother-in-law, I think, is very offended that I'm not eating her food, despite the fact that she knows I'm allergic to gluten, and I now just don't know what to do. Here's what's going on. Okay, so 2 years ago, I discovered that gluten was one of my migraine triggers, and so is sugar. The past 2 years has been a struggle to adapt my new eating habits, just so I don't get migraines, along with the stress of all of this. Now, for reference, I have a chronic migraine, and it's been a nightmare, and it's been like that for the past 15 years.
You said you joined, and I don't know what you meant by that. I don't know what you meant by joined.
Everything to ease my pain, from massages to cold baths to anything you can possibly think of, but literally nothing ever really helps. But then 2 years ago, I went to a restaurant. They served for gluten and lactose free. You know what? I felt the very best I've ever been. I studied recipes for I will admit, the first year was a struggle to adapt, and I did give in sometimes when I was offered a delicious cake with sugar. I mean, what can I say? I'm only human, and I've been used to regular food for like 40 years. My husband and I have many times explained to our families what so I bring my own food, and sometimes it's like 3 times at once, it's just whatever they're eating. And I need to have family members try to sneak in taste just to see what I'm doing. Well, the last time when he got to my father-in-law, I saw that they had warmed up some gluten-free buns, and I got so happy. My mother-in-law was quick to say that they were not for me. She said it was for our niece, and that she had found out that she was allergic to gluten. She then said, well, if she eats gluten, it can get so bad that she just can't even have children. Well, luckily I had my own gluten-free bread with me, so I said to her, okay, I'll just eat some of my own bread then. Well, when I said this, my mother-in-law said that she'll warm some buns up for me, and she said this with an irritated gesture. Well, my husband heard all of it, and he defended me. I mean, he was so mad, and I was sad that they didn't take me very seriously for my health. So seriously, am I the jerk for bringing my own food to family gatherings? Don't get me wrong, I do love my in-laws, and they love me as well, but sometimes they can really blindside me. What should I do? Okay, your mother-in-law is an idiot because seriously, if a piece of cake is the one thing that can knock you out and make you have a migraine for like a year at a time, then yeah, you should absolutely bring your own food and like eat what you have. And it's so stupid that she's trying to be like, oh, this isn't for you. This is for the child that can't eat gluten, not the adult. And it leads me to believe that she probably thinks you're faking it, that you just don't want to eat her food or some crap like that. And that, in my opinion, is way worse and so much more annoying. Like, how entitled can you possibly be? Like, get a grip, lady. It's not all about you. So no, you're not the jerk for bringing your own food because that is literally the most, like, logical thing in this situation. And the fact that the mother-in-law is choosing to get offended over this, in my opinion, is just so weird. Am I the jerk for wanting an explanation for my sister's engagement after she literally had a blowout over the emotional mistreatment and manipulation that she was experiencing? Because right now I feel very confused and I just don't know what to do. Here's what's going on. I'm a 27-year-old female and I have a 33-year-old sister who I'm very close with. We hang out often and talk about everything and have been like that for at least 15 years. And anyone with siblings knows that
I don't have any Robux. I'm competing in a competition to get Robux.
physically unhealthy relationships in the past. And my husband and I have done all that we can at any point to be there and help my kids on any part of life needing assistance. She is my rock, and so we've always tried to be hers in return. Recently, she has been dating this man and wanted to get married and have kids immediately. And we've talked about this and how it may be toxic trying to push a man into something he's not ready for, but he's literally showing signs that he's not ready for that. Well, long story short, after he and her pushing the best of times, and it slowly started to show signs of emotional mistreatment and manipulation. And this is her words, not mine. Like, I simply don't know him well outside of family events. She came to stay with us for a week because she didn't feel comfortable in her own house due to his yelling and arguing. At the end of the week of crying, drinking, and long talks, she decided to kick him out and finally end things. My husband and I told her how proud of her we were for putting her and her kids first, and that we would be there for her however she needed it. Well, cut to 4 days later, and my sister sends a video
Top 24. I'm in the last 24 people.
message to the family group chat announcing that they're engaged and getting married in a month and a half. My family replies positively, although I know everyone is weary of this. I then text her separately saying that I'm disappointed in this choice. Well, cue her sending an invite to the small elopement with a letter detailing how I have to respect her husband and her choices to be in her life still. I then texted her saying, hey, I was hoping we could talk about what's going on. Whether it's just you and me or all of us at Dad's place sometime, it's up to you. We moved this week, but next week should be easier if that works for you. To which she replied by saying, if you're referring to my engagement, I'm not interested in discussing or defending my choices. Welcome to join us at the family dinner. We'd like to celebrate with you. So seriously, am I the jerk for feeling like I do somewhat deserve a conversation about how this happened? I'm seriously concerned that he's emotionally manipulating her and used an engagement to pull her back. You know, everyone says you're never entitled to information into others' private lives, so I feel I might be a jerk here, but at the same time, the amount of times we've supported her through major fights and the big blowout a few days before the proposal makes me feel like it's fair for me to ask about how she's sure about this and how she can be so sure that this isn't further manipulation. What should I do? Okay, I've got to be completely honest with you, and this probably is not what you want to hear, but if I was in your shoes, I would 100% stay out of it. You cannot control your sister, and honestly, it sounds like your sister's making a dumb choice. And yeah, it really sucks because clearly you care about your sister. You've been there for her, you refer to her as your rock, and you've done everything you can to try and help her out as best as you can. But if she's too stupid to see that this guy is nothing but trouble, then that's on her and nobody else. She's made up her mind and that's that. But I will say, in the future, when this finally blows up on her, she had better not come to you asking for any kind of advice, because if she does, you just hand her that letter back and be like, I'm sorry, but I was just respecting your decisions. Because seriously, if this all falls apart, it's on her and nobody else. My partner's mother is constantly trying to ruin the activities that we plan, and she always tries to become the center of attention by always being some problem ruining anything that we plan. And now, after she ruined our kayaking trip, I'm honestly at the end of my patience, swearing to my husband and my brother that she simply is not going to be invited to anything else we do. Here's what happened. Okay, so my partner's brother's wife, who is my sister-in-law, had a birthday this last week. So we had a kayaking lunch with a shopping and dessert plan. Not just one of ours with different jobs, so coordinating for both of us to get the second half of the day off to make this happen was a feat in and of itself. I rushed home after work, I got the kayaks loaded up, and all the extra gear put it into straws. I asked my partner if he was heading straight there now to meet them, and it's here that he said it's not a good building mother-in-law's inflated one weeks ago. I asked if he already paid for the day pass, and he said he didn't see the envelope, so I walked to the nearby booth to grab them, and came back to the truck to find a pen to fill them out. As soon as I opened the door, my partner is leaning in the passenger side, shaking his head. I asked what was wrong, and he said the kayaking part of the trip is off. His mom told my brother-in-law that she did not want to kayak, and that she would just watch instead. And this is literally a river excursion. We're not just doing laps in a lake. Well, this was the first time I'd ever seen my brother-in-law visibly angry in 11 years. When he asked her why she even bothered to come along, or agreed to come when she had the chance to back out at my house before we left to go here. But she just said that she would sit on the sidelines and just watch. Well, we deflated her kayak, threw the two in the back of his truck, and said, okay, let's just go get lunch. Well, the entire way there, she was completely silent. Didn't say a word when we got seated at the restaurant until the waiter asked for drinks. When it came time to order food, she said to start at the other side of the table, and when they got back to her, she was not hungry, and then just sulked on her phone on Facebook the entire hour that we were there. When we finished, she beelined out of the restaurant and sat on the flower bed stool at the corner waiting for us. We didn't want to ruin the entire birthday outing, so when we got to where she was, we said we're gonna go into a few shops and try to get some ice cream from a place that's just a few doors down. She then said, well, that's fine, but I'm just gonna stay here until you're done. And it's like, what is going on right now? I then asked her if she wanted my keys to go sit in the trunk, but she said to me, no, it's such a nice day out. And it's like, are you kidding me right now? Well, we were gone for another 45 or so minutes and came back to her still sulking on the stoop. Now, at this point, I offered my brother-in-law if he would simply just drive her home, because I didn't want to be in that awkward position for another hour. Unfortunately, he declined. And trust me, this is like the third event now. With the prior two just being audience-type shows that she has spoken poorly about during and after the fact. We've all found that this will never happen again, but I'm honestly suspicious if this actually will follow through, because this is the third time this has happened, and I can absolutely see this happening again. Okay, imagine going on a river outing and knowing that everybody's going to go kayaking, just to show up and be like, oh, I'm just going to watch, it's not a big deal. And then in the same day, be like, oh, I don't want to go inside, it's such a nice day outside. I'm going to sit on the stoop by these flowers, have a good time getting ice cream. Like, I don't know about you, but I would go nuts if someone did that to me. Seriously, that's so obnoxious, it's not even funny. So yes, I hope for the sake of you and the rest of your family's sanity, this lady is not involved in any other future trips, because look at the way she acted. She literally ruined the plans for no good reason. Like, you can't tell me she didn't know you guys were going kayaking, or at least doing something that was like yours in some way. Like, why else would they have an inflatable kayak for her specifically, if not for her to go on the river with everybody else? Well, the original poster describes them as looking like steaming dicks with a shawl and everything. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? You're intentionally derailing this entire trip for some stupid reason that honestly just doesn't make any sense. Like, if I drove an hour out to a river and then I said, okay, let's go kayaking, and then someone in the trip was like, no, I don't want to do that, I'm just gonna watch, I would be so upset it would not even be funny. So yeah, this really does suck, and hopefully she never comes back for any trips in the future. My entitled friend literally ruined my night out at a ballpark, as he was so obnoxiously loud about how much he was disliking this experience. And now I'm incredibly upset with him, but I'm not sure if I'm reacting here, because this situation is incredibly frustrating. Here's how it all went down. I'm a female, and I went out with my 20-year-old male best friend last night. Now, I'm a huge baseball fan, and I love going to games, so I decided to bring him along with me. I paid for everything, including $2 $40 tickets and the $40 parking pass, because this night out was my idea. All week leading up to last night, he kept telling me how excited he was, and how he had not been to a game in years, and we were laughing and chatting the entire 30-minute ride to all of it. There he started lifting up. He took one look at the ground and told me how this was his personal nightmare, which I can't understand, because baseball on Saturdays can be really good. He's calling his blame for killing me, and asking if anyone had realized outside of sports fans, which really pissed a lot of them off. I've never seen him about I think we know how much he hated it. He doesn't even know baseball that well. And when we sat down, he immediately started telling me to never bring him there again, and how he was in his own personal nightmare. The entire game, he was a total jerk. He made fun of all the player names as loud as he could, including our home team. He sang obnoxiously because he was bored, and he was manspreading along our bench seats, knowing that I was squished, along with the family next to us, who weren't happy to be squished either. Even when people, including myself, jumped for joy at home runs, he sat down and tapped his foot like he couldn't wait to leave. Once it hit the top of the ninth, I wanted to see the fire swirling down in our win, but he pushed me out of the park. We then got in the car, and he
told me, I can't lie, I had absolutely no fun whatsoever. I would have rather been anywhere else but here. And they gave him the silent treatment on the drive back, to which he explained he was overwhelmed and overstimulated from work. Off as super obnoxious. Because, like, dude, if you don't like it, at least stay quiet and sit on your phone. Don't then go around and ruin everybody else's experience, all because you're having a bad time. So no, I don't think you're the jerk, and I don't think you overreacted at all. And in my opinion, I think it's time to find better friends, because this guy absolutely sucks. I work in a car dealership, and a spoiled brat and her father came into my store and demanded her father to buy her a brand new BMW as her very first car. Took over ways and slowly scraping money there into that number that the income, but it backfired and blew me. Car with less than 20,000 miles on it. It runs and drives like new. I turned to the dad and said, wow, that's not a cliche, I apologize. The dad, laughing, responded saying, sure what, boy, I think I'll take it. It's magical, say, how plus. Headed inside while the spoiled bride was angrily on her phone. Insert the boring negotiation montage here. It ended up concluding with the dad saying, well, I think that does it. I think we have a deal. Saying in that moment, the spoiled brat cut him off, annoyed, and said, are you freaking serious? So useless.
He walked out and got into his car, and they both took off. Not 2 weeks later, the spoiled brat came back and was driving a broken down Honda. It turns out